Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, so online business. The attraction's there, and it's if you're in that kind of sphere, then there's probably great interest from you. How can we set up an online business? Now, I'm basing this webinar on doing it for free. And I'll give you those resources. I'll go through that and explain how you can do that. And then I'll explain other ways that, or reasons why you can only get so far doing anything for free. Now, I'll just start this off by saying there's no limitation, right? All the information is there. The internet is amazing. We can go onto Google, we can go onto YouTube, and you can almost find the answer to anything. Within reason. You're not going to get all the top secrets, but you can certainly get a good baseline to get started. So I sent you emails. You're here because you've received an email from me. And on the bottom of every email I send out, I have a list of how to get started online. And in there are some links that will take you through to web pages like the one I'm about to share with you. And I'll just quickly pull that up. So I'll just share my screen. Share screen. Okay. Some windows in the way, just move those. Okay. So the free video workshops that I send to you every day, or the link to it every day, that is the best resource I know for how to get started for free. To get started. It won't show you all the way, but it gives you a really great idea of the information that's there, and what you can achieve and how you can just get started. These workshops are about 20+ minutes long each, so they're a great place to start, and they give you some really great information. Now, because everything is available on the internet these days, if we go back 10 years, the free information was very limited, and the information like what we're looking at now, these free workshops, this would be sold for $100 or something. But of course, things have changed. Things have changed. So what would have cost you $100 10 years ago to learn this information is now available for free, and it's available for quite a few people. And that's great in a lot of ways, because that means we can get going and get to a certain level without spending any money. And you can keep growing on that. You can keep learning. Everything you need to find is available on Google. Let's go to a new page, and I'm actually in Google. It's going to Google, and let's look up how to start an online business. And there's a few ads in here. If we just ignore those, or the organic traffic, and there's lots of people here that, there we go, 5 online businesses you can start with no money. And you can get even more information. And there's a lot of information to be got from the internet. But here's the thing. You can pull up the information and you can have a go at it. Are you getting good information or not? The chances are the information is good, but is it enough to really find everything you're looking for? But it's a great start, and you can search that, and then you can come into a roadblock. Oh, I need to start a website with WordPress. You can just Google it, and you can pull it up, and you can find out how to do that. All this information I'm talking about now is all free, but there will be a few costs involved, because you need to have people need to host websites, things like that. And that's a business, and that costs money to host a website. So you will have to pay a small amount for that. But all the information behind it, you can get for free. Now here's the thing. So you can do that, and it might take you a few years to really get good. I mean, with the information, the knowledge I have now after being SFM for 3 years, I have started my passion project, which is homeschooling for kids, which you may have seen a few emails about that. That's my passion project because I've got 2 young kids and I want to help them, and I help other people who want to teach their kids skills as well. And I have the knowledge now just to go out and start implementing it. And I also have I know where to find the information I need to know. But when you're starting out from scratch, it's quite a tough journey, right? You've got to keep learning new things all the time. You've got to keep searching for information, and some will work, some won't. And this is where it pays off to invest in a program like the SFM Mentors has, because you're getting told what works. You're knowing what works. So instead of spending 3 months trying to get your website set up and learning all the WordPress and everything else, you can probably do it in a few weeks because you have that knowledge, you have that training on there, and you know exactly what you should be doing. It doesn't mean it's an easy road by any means, but it's much easier. That's the advantage of investing. You've got to invest something, right? You have to invest either time or money, and usually it's a bit of both. I mean, let's think about this. If you have a cup of coffee every day, it costs you $3 or £3 or whatever. In a month, that's going to cost you $100. So for that price of a cup of coffee every day, you can invest in the Mentors program for that $100 and get all that information, which is just amazing. So is it worth that investment? Well, that's up for you to decide. If you don't do that, you can learn things free online, but it will just take you a lot longer. Let's go back to this. Where was we? This one here. So this training that Stuart gives, he's giving 10 years of his knowledge. Not all of it, of course, because these are only 20-minute workshops. There's only so much you can give in these 20 minutes, but it gives you a great understanding. And he's not going to say anything that's misleading or incorrect. He's going to give you what he knows. And that's a great start. And you can go with that, go to Google, and you can do the same thing in YouTube. YouTube is fantastic as well because with a video, often a blog will tell you something, but it's a bit long-winded and it's a bit hard to understand exactly what's going on. Somebody actually going on a screen on YouTube and then going to their website and showing you how to put a bit of code in or whatever it is you need to learn, that can be much easier, much better for you to learn. So the training, the free stuff we have at SFM are the workshops I'll send you in the emails I send regularly. And there's also another one which is really important, which is the let me just pull up what one it is. This one here. It's called the 10K webinar because that's what they originally called it, although it's now talks about how to don't let a crisis go to waste. So I'll just pull it up over here. Now this one, you have to register for because it goes through the SFM house, the SFM business. So unfortunately you have to register again, but it doesn't matter. It just means you might get a few emails and you can just ignore those or unsubscribe if you want to. But this webinar here goes on for about 45 minutes. Is it 45 minutes or? No, it's an hour and a half. Sorry, it's an hour and a half. It's about an hour and 35 minutes. And there's lots of really good stuff in here. So watching this webinar will give you an amazing amount of information. And again, it's all for free, apart from registering your details, but that's no big deal. So if you want to start a business for free, I would suggest you start off with the workshops, which I first showed you here, which is actually step 2 of my bottom of my email. Let me just go to my email. So let's just this email here, which is the one I sent out. What was this one about? Oh, Henry Ford. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Spot on. So at the bottom of this email, you see we've got, are you sure, unsure the best way to get started? So step 1, step 2. So step 2 is the free workshops. I'll put that step 2 because you receive this email quite regularly, and you've probably seen those workshops, but you may not have seen the how to turn a crisis, or don't let a crisis go to waste, which is the really big chunky webinar with loads of stuff in it. So they're the two best free ones. And of course, there's this webinar we do every week where we can discuss things, and I give out different information every week. Links to my social channels and get started with mentors if you want to invest that's $100 a month to do that. Go through the paid route. And again, going through the paid route will save you a heap of time. But I'm not saying you have to do that. You can do it all for free, but it will just take you a lot of digging in, getting involved, and not being afraid to fail. Because when people are afraid to fail these days. When you fail, you don't feel good. Your ego gets upset, and it's easy to give up. Whereas if you're doing any sort of business, you need to be able to get stuck in and just try things. And the people who really succeed are the ones who are not scared just to go in, try it. If it doesn't work, then just move on or try again in a different way. Don't give up. Okay, so that's about 10 minutes so far. So we've got YouTube, we've got Google, we've got those two resources as well. That's a great way to get going. And also you can join just by doing a search for online business, you'll be able to find a few forums, web forums, where people are just discussing this kind of thing. And again, you'll be able to get some free information from that as well. So I can't explain to you exactly how to get started free online because everyone's different. Everyone has a different road to take. But starting with these workshops that I showed you first of all, these ones here, the SFM workshops, and there's 3 workshops here. So there's 3 windows, the 3 buttons at the bottom. Starting with those will give you a good idea of what kind of online business you want to start, whether it's going to be writing blogs or whether you want to be selling products on Amazon. Whether you want to become a coach, or there's so many different ways. When you have to start a YouTube channel, whether you want to start a website, just helping people like I have with the homeschooling, educating kids. There's so many different ways you can go forward with an online business. This is a great place to start to give you an idea of what the options are and which way you might want to go. And then that's also really good for the this other one here. Don't turn a crisis into an opportunity. Don't let a crisis go to waste. It was called that before. So this one has an hour and a half of really good information. It goes into a bit more detail about it. So that's a really good place to go as well. And once you have that understanding, you can then dive into Google, into YouTube, and start searching for all those little bits. You can also read lots of books as well. Lots of books are available. People like Dean Graziosi and a few others, they have books. Tony Robbins is really good, but he's more motivational than actually starting an online business. But doing a search for online business books, ebooks, you can often get those for free, or you have to sign up for them and they give you this book. And that's another great way. There's some great books by what's the guy's name? Russell Brunson. He's got 3 great books as well, which are on my shelf to read right now, about how to start an online business. So for that, was it $10 investment or whatever it is, you can get a lot of information, a lot of free information. So that's the way to get going. Start with the links I have at the bottom of your email, and then dive in. Send me any emails if you want some help. I'm glad to assist. That's really all I wanted to share this morning, or this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. Does anybody have any questions? I'll put up, let me just look in the chat. If anyone wants to come out and unmute and ask me a question, that'd be good. Where's my chat box gone? I'm confused with Zoom. It's lost me. Where's it gone? Okay, here we are. Right, let me just check the chat box, which has now disappeared over here. Okay, nothing in the chat. So does anybody want to jump out and ask any questions? Anything you really want to, maybe you got an idea of you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to just start writing blogs, or start a website. Anybody have any ideas they want to put to me, and I can give some ideas of how you can start that up and what the best way to go is. If you're on the call, you just need to unmute. You don't have to come on video. If you want an idea, I sent an email out yesterday, which was the real you for kids. I know this is kids related, but it's the principle that counts, right? It doesn't matter what your website is. The fact is you're getting information out to the world who want it, and learning the skills to get that information out there, either through a website or through a YouTube channel, through an Instagram channel, or through a Facebook group and all that kind of stuff. Facebook, through Facebook. Then having that information, that knowledge, it doesn't really matter what you want to convey, what information you want to share with the world, and how you want to earn an income from that. But it's all the same, right? Whether it's about cars, whether it's about gardening, whether it's about helping kids, whatever it is, the base knowledge is the same. Obviously, YouTube channel information will be different than having a blog site. Some of it will overlap, but the little nuances and the little specialties will be a bit different. That's the sort of thing you need to learn. But we all have an amazing potential inside of us, and it's only when we finally get to realize that do we understand that we're able to. The internet is just amazing. It gives us so much opportunity, and especially when it comes to earning extra income, or maybe the most important thing for you is to do something that's really going to value society. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you've got all the money you need. You just want to do something that's going to help people. Then the internet is a really great way of enabling people to do that. That's what this Real You thing was about, and also what my homeschooling project website is about. So much free resources on there. It's not about making money, it's about helping people. But there are links on there, affiliate links on there, which will earn me money. And as the website builds up and the amount of information on there and the free resources build up, people will have trust in me. I'm doing my best to help them, and they'll be happy to click on the links, the affiliate links, because they're not paying any more by clicking on my affiliate link. They're paying the same as they would if they bought it through anything else, but that will make them feel good that they're helping me, and make me feel good that I'm getting some reward for my efforts. That's what this is all about. So any questions? If not, I'll we've got a question here. Starting e-services online. Is that Mike? Michelle? Starting an e-service online. What sort of e-service are you talking about, Michelle? Like a coaching business, coaching service, or saying service as opposed to product? Do you mean like something like coaching, or helping people in that way? Okay, secretary bookkeeping. Yeah, well, again, that's so what do you do for that? I haven't done anything like that before, but it's not that. What you would need for something like that is firstly an authority site or authority page, which is something like a very simple website to explain who you are and what your services are that you offer are, and some kind of proof of that you are proficient at what you do. 10 years experience, got these qualifications, or whatever it might be. Actually, I'm still on this thing. Let me put this. Stop sharing screen. So you're not looking at Stuart Ross all the time. Okay, so yeah, so some kind of authority site, which means that it just gives you authority, explains who you are, that you're a real person, that you have lots of experience, and all the ways you can help someone. And that's a great place to start. And from there, you can then have you can set up calendars for free if you want to do any sort of communicating with customers or potential customers. I use Calendly for that. That's a free service. It's free to a certain extent. So that's how people will know that you're good. Now to get the information out about the services that you offer and how people can find your website. Now there's two ways of doing it. There's organic traffic and there's paid traffic. So if you want to do paid traffic, you would find, or even for organic traffic, you find out where people that are looking for your services. Like if you're doing bookkeeping, then people who are looking online for bookkeeping services. So that's called a keyword, bookkeeping services. And when they look for that, and if people search that up into Google or into YouTube, probably Google, it's not the sort of thing you'd have on YouTube, then obviously you're going to get a list of people. Now, this is interesting actually. Let me just go back to my share screen again. So when we look for how to start a business online, let's just look at bookkeeping services. And I'm not typing very well this morning. Okay. So you see there's lots of ads at the top. So this is your paid way of doing it. And you can actually advertise your services up here. That's going to cost you a bit of money. Not a huge amount, but you've got to put the right message out there. Know what message you're going to put out there. And it is going to cost you money. It costs you something like maybe a few dollars per click. And then you might find that only 1 in 10 people will sign up. So it might cost you $20 or so. God, Jim's annoying. To get that one person on board with you. But that's probably, you might find that's a great investment. If somebody's going to spend a few $100s with you, then that $20 is probably not a big deal. But there's other ways to do it as well, and that is through organic. Probably booking services. Sorry, bookkeeping, shouldn't I? That's why I'm not getting very good results coming up. Bookkeeping services. So here we have people advertising their bookkeeping services, and then the organic traffic, which is free, but again, it either takes an investment of time or money. So you're investing money for the paid adverts. The organic ones, you're investing your time because you need to have these ones here, obviously big companies that have a lot of traction on their website, so they come at the top of the list. H&R Block, I'm sure we've heard of H&R Block before. So these are going to come to the top of the list. For you to get anywhere near the top of the list, you need to write a really good blog about how your services work or give information to do with bookkeeping that might help people. Maybe you're writing a blog about the best information to give us to get your tax completed for the year, or something that somebody might search for, and then over time, as people look at your really useful website or web page, then that'll get recognized in Google, and then it'll start coming towards the top of the list, and then people will be able to find you for free. I'll come and look at your website. That's interesting. She's very helpful for giving me this information, and you've got an advert on the side of your blog to advertise your services. So you have to kind of attract people to a blog or your website or your authority page somehow, and it's either through your ads, which is the easy way, but it's more expensive, or through organic traffic. Did that answer your question? I hope so. Where's the chat box gone? It's gone again. Yeah. Did I answer your question, Michelle? Okay, how about app or mobile phone and website? What's best? It comes down to how much money you want to invest. If you want to invest in an app, I don't know what it costs, but I imagine it costs tens of thousands to have an app created for you. I've never done that, so I can't really answer that question. I know about websites, and a lot of people I know, of all the people I know who are doing this kind of business, only very few will create an app. It's only the ones which are pretty large businesses that can afford the investment of creating an app. So it's a great idea, but I think it's a bit of a big investment to get started. And the website is really low cost, apart from, again, it's investment of your time. So you may find some other ways of advertising your services to get people to your website. Maybe you do a YouTube channel when you're explaining little tax secrets or ways to minimize your tax, or if tax is your thing. Excuse me. And then people go to a YouTube channel to get these little tips, and then that will link into your website, where you have your authority page and your how people can get in touch with you and contact you and use your services. I hope that helps. Let's check over there. You're welcome, Michelle. Anybody else have any questions or anything else, Michelle? I've done a few webinars in the past few months, which have looked at things like how you can use a YouTube channel or how you can use a website to generate income using things like affiliate links and that kind of stuff. So you're welcome to go back and look at those webinars. There are so many ways now to generate revenue from your website or from your YouTube channel. Let's have a drink. One of the popular ones is to have just a popular YouTube channel, and then those annoying ads that pop up. Well, those, every time you show an ad on your YouTube channel, you get a small amount of money, and if you get 50,000 views, then that adds up to, some people generate incomes from that. Probably not for 50,000, that'd be a bit tough, but certainly if you have things that go viral and you get 1 million views, then that can be a great income. That's better. Where was I going with that? Oh yes, so you got you can YouTube channels. You've also got those YouTube, not YouTube, Google ads. You'll notice when you go through some websites that you have. Still sharing. You notice when you go through ads that, some websites, you have little blocks of an ad in there, and again, people get paid to show that ad. People pay Google to advertise their services through that ad, and then you get paid for showing that ad. So they're all sort of different ideas of how you can make money. Also, like I'm doing on my homeschool project, is affiliate links. Affiliate is where you are advertising. I've got something like a book. We did a book review, and people read the book review. They might be inspired to buy that book on Amazon. So what they do is they click on the link on my website, which is a nice big, nice, clear picture of the book. They click on that link, go to Amazon, and buy that book. And they don't pay any more for that, obviously. And then some revenue comes into the homeschool projects to, for putting that kind of advert out there through Amazon. So that's another way of generating revenue through a website, and there are lots of different ideas. Okay, no more questions. I'll wrap it up. Also been about half an hour. That's pretty cool. Great. Well, thank you everybody for turning up. Hope they found that useful. Drop me an email if you've got any questions. Check out those free resources that I explained to you at the bottom of your email. And yeah, just let me know if you've got any questions, and you can go the free route or you can pay for it. Whatever way, the opportunities are huge, and I wish you all the best. So you have a great day, great evening, great night, and I'll be speaking to you soon. Okay, take care.